Yeah, no, breakfast tacos. Rest in peace, breakfast tacos, you fat bitch. He came over here yesterday and jumped in my chat and goes, "Hey, bring over your some Christian debaters," because it's an atheist channel.
Yeah,
and he's done that before.
I hear what he's saying. He's like, "Oh, I was just trying to invite you over to a live stream. You could come and participate." This would involve shutting down your live stream.
Were you here when I did that?
I think I was backstage having internet issues or something like that. I've had horrible internet problems for the past few months, and my lovely, wonderful Karen wife called them this morning and completely spurred out on them. Like spent 4 hours going through all the AI crap. And they had a guy here in 15 minutes. He came in and replaced everything from the service pole all the way to my computer. Everything.
What did she threaten him with?
I don't want to know. I'm afraid that might be a war crime. I don't know, but he was happy as a clam. Showed up, was like, "Oh yeah, all of this is ancient. This should have been replaced years ago." And I'm like, "Thank you."
I stream for a job, motherfucker.
Yeah, no, when I told him, I was like, "Dude, I'm a YouTube live streamer." And he just stopped and looked at me. He said, "You've been streaming with this?" I said, "Well, not really." But no, basically he was trying to make a distinction between what he did and what you did as being different when there is really no difference. He was trying to poach viewers directly out of your live stream by pretending to be a friendly guy and inviting you in for a friendly talk. There's nothing friendly about any of that. That is merely a cover for a predatory tactic to consume your live viewers during his live, which you block people for, by the way.
Right. Yeah, no, I hate that. That's my biggest pet peeve, because it's just such an obvious douchebag ploy. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt the first time. The second time, I went over to his channel and in all caps wrote, "I'm live right now. Come watch me instead." Right. Thinking that,
which to me is more honest than what he was doing.
It is. Thinking that he would, he either knew and would receive that graciously and be like, "Okay, you're right," or didn't know and then would figure it out because of the comment. I don't think he knew. You know what? We can just look at it. It's not very long. I don't think he knew. I think he figured it out while he was explaining it, and I think that pissed him off even more because he knew he got called out. So,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, light up that like button, please, and thank you, says the Smoking Auditor.
Oh, thank you, Smoking Auditor. Hey, will you drop some bombs for him? I'm on a different tab, but first,
First donor to get day gets the long bombs, right?
Yeah.
That's not the bomb Talcott one. That's the one up at the top. You move stuff around again.
I did. Here, I got you.
Makes it difficult.
When you hear the sirens or anti-aircraft guns, you must get under cover at once. Take cover at once, but there's no need to rush. If you take things quietly, you will prevent panic in others. You must not stand staring up at the sky. That's the most dangerous thing to do. If you're within 5 minutes of your home, go home, but keep away from the window. Off the main road, leave it clear for the defense services. For the same reason, park as near to the curb as possible. If you're in the open with no cover, lie down, preferably in a ditch. Never forget to carry your gas mask. remember to see that your blackout is as black as silk.
All right. So this is the incident.
So I went over to Dusty's channel and I said, "Bring your best Christian debaters," right? Trying to like invite them to come do some debates and like do stream group or something. And he came into chat and said, "Come watch my stream instead." Are you joking my ass? You're on the ban list, Dusty. Get the fuck out, right? Grow up, dude.
Wait, Dusty did what?
So I let me see, where is it?
He just got it.
Best Christians, and he did this. So he's on the ban list now.
Damn. So he's trying to siphon viewers from yours to his.
I don't know. I guess he didn't like me saying, "Hey, bring your Christians." Whatever. Grow up, dude. If you're listening, grow up. You can talk about it. Holy shit. What a fucking bitch-ass baby move.
So if you can like give is a
$25 to get back on the platform.
Give me any of their names or their location.
May I? Bitch-ass baby move, really? So, all right. Dusty, are you a Christian?
No.
Oh, you're not a Christian. Is this a Christian channel?
No.
Is this a debate channel?
No.
Are you a Christian debate, bro?
No.
Okay, so by what metric does he judge you as being a source for debatable Christians?
That's a good question.
It is an excellent question because he's trying to define his activity as being different from yours because, you know, Christians.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it's the same thing. Y'all did exactly the same thing. The difference is he reacted like a buttery bitch and you reacted like an ordinary streamer who was like, "Don't do that." Here's what it looks like. This is what it looks like when you do that. Oh, wait, no, you're going to put a bounty on me. Is there a bounty on him now?
There is now. So I went ahead and doubled his bounty. His bounty was $50. Was $50. Greg S paid $10 down on it because apparently breakfast tacos. He said breakfast tacos has tolerated him a lot, so he dropped 10 down on it. To my audience, do not pay breakfast tacos. Don't pay off my bounty. If somebody comes back here and is like, "I paid for you to be able to go on breakfast tacos," I won't be happy about it. But yeah, no. So his is at 40 now. And again, I think everyone's aware, but if you're not aware, he's on the inmate roster. That means that he's got a bounty or a bond. You, the audience, can pay it off, can pay it down, or can pay to increase it. So right now it's at $40. If somebody pays $40 for him, he'll get unblocked. Right now he's blocked on the channel. Or you could pay $40 and increase it so that he has to come up with $80 now if you don't like him. So that's how the inmate roster works. It's posted on the a few posts down, but it's on the post tab, and there's several people on it. But welcome, breakfast tacos. May atheists bless him. Yeah, well, I don't know. May he suck my dick, I guess. Can I up your bounty? I mean, so my bounty, the $25, that's his rules, right? Which, by the way, breakfast tacos, you're welcome for the fucking idea.
I'm not even going to take a piece of that one. All right, so breakfast tacos is an interesting topic, but we're actually here to discuss your transphobia. Can I ask you a few questions?
It's a little bit of rage bait, or so I didn't answer it right. Okay, so I said he was a rage quitter. And then I was not planning on coming up. I was hungry. I was going to go get some food. He starts talking to that audience and saying that I'm transphobic, right? So he's just muddying the waters and trying to scumbag me. So I do join the panel, and we end up going back and forth for a while, half an hour maybe. And I keep delaying the question, and I never answer it. And when I leave the panel, I say, if you want to know if I'm a transphobe, subscribe to the Powder Dusty and come ask me over there.
So I want to ask you a few questions on this topic since we're there. You have been directly accused of being transphobic. Are you afraid of cross-dressers?
Not generally.
Are you afraid of transgenders?
No, not generally.
Are you afraid of transmissions?
They are a bitch
They are a bitch.
They are a bitch.
Physically afraid of them?
No.
Oh, weird.
I actually have been physically afraid of a transmission, but it's only because I was under it doing wonky shit.
But that's reasonable.
Yeah.
By definition, phobia is an unreasonable thing.
Right. So there's a lot of language games going on. Definitely phobia doesn't really fit. Another linguistic game is exist, right? This is the only thing I'm aware of where if you disagree with something about the person, they cease to exist. Do trans have the right to exist? Which of course is hyperbolic phrasing. Of course, they don't cease to exist, regardless of what I or you or Godless Pearl Clutcher believes. So before before I pull it up, whoops, that's the wrong screen. Do you have a way of getting and I don't, maybe this is a pain in the ass, but I just want like a little counter in a corner or something. I want to count the number of times this dude clutches pearls. He is virtue bitch.
Give me a minute.
Okay. Deadshot Gaming member for 3 months says, cheers, Dusty, and everyone in chat. Thank you, and cheers to you as well. DeFreak, I saw you over there when I was talking to Godless Engineer. Shout out to you, and thank you for sending me the shout out super chat. Would you be willing to drop all bond if Breakfast Tacos did? Yeah, I'd be okay with that. I mean, I would expect an apology from him. If he gives me an apology and drops the bonds, then I'll accept it, and I'll as well drop the bond.
All right, so here's the catch. If you're sharing the screen, I can't share a screen at the same time. Okay. I can have a counter available, but I can't put it up on the screen. Maybe. Hold on. Let me try another thing.
And if not, well, we can play this game. I got to find a pen. But I can keep track off screen too if we need to. And if you in the chat want to help me keep track, anytime you hear Godless Engineer, Clutch Pearls, or Virtue Signal, or I can't believe you, like that shit, type of one in the chat so that we don't miss it, because he does it a fucking lot. There's a lot of virtue signaling for somebody who apparently doesn't. Well, I don't know. I guess I don't really know his belief system that well, but
now you can share your screen. We can watch what's going on.
Whoops.
Nice. We got it. Yes.
But we lose you.
No, I mean, I'm vocally here, but you can't see my beautiful coiffure.
All right. That's probably better anyways.
Shut up. My beard.
That new internet has it's like your image was too clear. It's like, oh my God, he's fucking ugly.
Right? Damn. Swung on me.
That was a little harsh. All right. And yeah, I did some overlay shit because this is Breakfast Tacos. It happened on Breakfast Tacos, and he's all in the middle of his bitch mode.
Dusty. He just gave us a raid.
Yeah, so the Powder Dusty, if I was his partner in the debate where I didn't rage quit, basically, who was it? Sticker buttfucker. I don't know. He's the sticker guy. Art by Dumbass. I don't know what his name is. Anyways, he insulted my wife at that point, and he was very rude, and I'm just not going to sit there and allow somebody. You would think that somebody would, sticking up for their wife, not allowing people to insult their wife, that would be like some kind of like really good trait that you would want to like. Yes, Jim Bob, Dumbass by Jim Bob. I didn't rage quit. I wasn't going to allow Jim Bob to insult my wife, and so I left out. What Powder Dusty is not mentioning here is that he was incredibly transphobic during the debate, and then not only is he incredibly transphobic, but it was about 2 hours into the debate when Jim Bob started to insult my wife. I then left. I would say so. Powder.
So I don't know. Actually, I already don't know how to score that because that was like a 30-second virtue signal. I don't know how to chop that up because he never stopped virtue signaling, but it was multiple sentences of it.
We'll just start at 5.
Okay. So you can sort of tell the tone that this is about to take. The show is a sleeper until I got there. Thank you. Glad to hear it.
Bro, that's the thing though, is like this whole approach to this situation is not going to work out well for him, because first he has to claim victimhood status before he can even start.
Yep. Victimhood status, and he moves the goalpost, and he muddies the waters. I had no intention of coming up there. Everything he did right out the gate was A, dishonest, B, showed that he knew he had a weak hand.
Dusty bitch face there says that
bitch face.
I would say so Powder Dusty bitch face there says that my wife insulted him first. I think that there's an obvious disparity in the in the insults there. I feel like Jim Bob definitely went overboard with it, and I totally stand by my actions.
Jeffrey sent in a super chat. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. I greatly appreciate that. Saying shout out Powder Dusty Flow State. It was just a super chat saying hi to somebody, I think. But
no, yeah, I totally get it.
I think there's a way that.
All right, I'm not going to be obnoxious with this, but just real quick, we're going to. If you missed it at the beginning, I'm going to show you, because he just said he was protecting his wife. Jim Bob insulted his wife. Jim Bob went overboard. So real quickly, we're going to watch that little rage quit interaction again. Quality of a claim.
Okay, the quality of the claim, or qualities of the claim. If you say the quality of the claim is called true as opposed to false, is it absolutely the case that it's true?
They're so dumb. They're both.
If something
shut your wife up. She's not in this debate.
Okay, stop it. If
don't get in your fifis.
Where's that man?
Come on out of your fifis.
I feel like I've tolerated this long enough. I'm not going to tolerate that.
Dude, you're rude.
I'm not rage quitting. I'm not rage quitting. I'm just not allowing
you little fuck.
All right, gentlemen, let's move into.
My wife talk shit, right? But boys, I'm gonna be like, it's fucking unbelievable, you little worm.
This message is sponsored in part by.
All right, shout out to everybody. We lost one. That was definitely a rage quit.
Definitely.
Wouldn't that be a kid down? Shouldn't the child apologize to the adults for walking out like that?
Well, so who thinks he went overboard? That's the question. I think tell her to shut up is kind of not inappropriate in that situation. I don't know why the fuck he was happened in the first place. But
well, it is a debate, sir, and there are constraints to a debate. It's not just an argument. I'm the first to admit that on YouTube, most debates are total trash. They're just screaming matches between two groups of communities.
oh yeah,
in this case,
so he brought in. He had his partner come in with the chair when he was losing.
Basically, she started complaining. He didn't want to hear the fuss and wife, so he blamed it. He basically, like you said, virtue signals all over the place. And in this case, he's defending his wife rather than losing a debate.
That we can resolve whatever vendetta and get both people on the same side. Because I know
this is true.
My time with him, he seems to be like 85 to 90% of an ally, right? At least from what I've seen. And Dusty, he's an agnostic. He's promoting normalizing agnosticism and atheism.
I'm not aligned with anybody that's transphobic. Like, if you're going to be transphobic, then I'm not aligned with you. Like, I don't care if you're agnostic or atheist. If you're going to sit there and be transphobic, then no, I'm gonna be against you.
I got you. Yeah, I don't allow any of that stuff on my channel, but and I didn't know he did that. But I feel like
neither did I.
You can talk to people and explain to them why their position is wrong, and maybe get them more on yours.
All right. So, is this the Fox's husband?
You know, we never do see his wife, although she does come on, or she does during this thing. You hear her talk shit as well, or no, she makes a comment. Anyways, she's like, apparently he keeps his wife hovering around close, and she's just like a shit talker. So I bet I'm just not sure about the dynamics of it. Now, hold on. Let me put something out there just so that I'm for the sake of mostly honesty. The thumbnail where the little quote bubble it says, "Is your wife trans?" I don't think his wife is trans. I've never seen her, but as far as I'm aware, she's not trans.
Well, then this begs a question. How are you coming down as transphobic in this particular occurrence if there's not a trans person involved in the conversation in the first place?
Virtue signal.
Oh, he's taking offense at someone else's liberty. That's an interesting approach, to being honest.
Yeah. And and I don't. There's no virtue in the inability to talk to, like, why didn't he have me fill out an application to engage with him in this capacity, right? If you're that much of an ally that you can't talk to people online who don't agree with you, he needed to upgrade your vetting process or upgrade your adult mentality, right? Adult mentality.
There's more than that here. I think this is this gets him out of any conversation he deems too uncomfortable to continue with by simply disparaging you and your character rather than attacking your premises. Since your premise is solid, he has nowhere to stand except for an exit as elegantly as he can work out, and screaming transphobe and clutching pearls and running out is his best bet. And that's not a rage quit, sir. I need to help my wife.
Right. Oh, we'll get into it. When I joined the panel, he goes into how he was defending his wife. I don't start off the interaction on great foot because I'm hungry as fuck and I was trying to leave, but I feel like I regain pretty quickly.
So that in the future they will be presenting different views more aligned with how you'd like to see the world change, right?
I mean, yeah, sure. I don't mind talking with people about that, but I mean, I guess I'm just, if I'm going to be partnering with somebody in a debate, like, I'm not going to partner with someone that is transphobic.
I get that.
Hey.
So he didn't want to come up here, I think, and talk. I don't know if you want to have that conversation or not with him. But if you do, I'm happy to bring him up here in a minute. Otherwise, we can watch this for a minute until we get another theist up here. This is a super freaking funny video, dude.
No, I totally get that it's a funny video. I mean, if you want to bring them up, that's fine. But I mean, it is 9:36 for me, and I'm gonna have to go to bed soon. But I mean, if he wants to come up and challenge me on trans issues, then he's more than welcome to, I guess.
Why would he think I want to challenge him on that? Because that was not anything I talked about in the comments section at all. Also, he was there for another hour and 15 minutes after he said that. He apparently didn't get about that bad.
He said he's coming up in 15 minutes. I don't know if he'll still be here or not, but
okay.
He's at 15 minutes. Where I stand on this channel, I totally support equal rights for everybody, and I just don't allow that type of discussion in the chat because there's no point. This is a battle of religion and ideology channel, right? None of that political stuff. So we don't really have those discussions. But if you want to discuss that and you're comfortable with that, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine discussing anything.
Cool. Oh, he said he's on his way. I'm not sure how long that'll be, but we can watch this till he pops in.
Nervous giggle.
Okay, you know what? I'll do my best.
I'm not
sure anything.
Cool. Oh, he said he's on his way. I'm not sure how long that'll be, but we can watch this till he pops in.
Okay, you know what? I'll do my best. Okay. And can I ask a question? Are you a Satanist?
I am, yeah.
Are you a Satanist? I'm not, no.
And stuff, but isn't that crazy that people think that? Like, I'm not a Satanist, but I've seen both types of Satanist, the rules and stuff, right? And that's nothing to do with any of their rules, right? It gets like a bad image from Christians, of course, but it's actually like really based, and it's like take care of people and do unto others and the normal stuff that you'd want, I mean, it's not phrased like that exactly, but it's very reasonable, if you've actually looked into it at all.
Yeah, I mean, if you look into the like the tenets of Satanism, like they're so much better than the 10 Commandments. So like, I don't even know why. Like, I feel like it's a very Christian sentiment. Not like it's not a negative thing.
Compared, just a general rule.
Mm-hmm. my wife says, "Who are the fucking idiots in this chat?"
It's 50-50, right? Like I said, it's like 50%.
Damn, I botched this edit. All right. So let me pull it up. You know what? I'll just put an overlay over the whole thing. I tried to do the filter, but I botched the editing because I uploaded it in a couple parts. So give me just a second.
You are granted seconds for your time.
Yeah, there's his wife talking her shit.
Right back.
All right.
Okay.
But it's very reasonable, if you've actually.
Can you all still hear that but not see it?
Actually,
yes.
So like,
know that about him.
Very skeptical in that it's going to be transphobic.
They're fine to have. They're just keeping it out. It's 50-50, right? Like I said, it's like 50% theist, 50% atheist. They have their chat battles, right? As long as they're keeping it out of like weird political stuff or insulting people groups, they're fine to have their discussion, right?
No, I mean, yeah, I'm fine with that. But like I said, I don't find myself aligned with anybody that's going to be transphobic. So that's why I was already very skeptical in that debate that I was paired with the Dusty on, and yeah, so it's whatever.
I didn't know that about him.
Well, maybe he'll come up and correct.
To hear what he has to say, right? If he comes up.
Right. I mean, if he comes up and he corrects and is like, "No, I'm not really transphobic," then I'll totally take that correction. It's just that during the debate, like, it was made very.
Are you serious? So you're going to put, okay, let me make sure I get this squared out right. You are going to take the liberty of dubbing a person a transphobe, but if they're willing to show up and say, hey, dude, I'm not a transphobe, you're willing to accept that as something? No, don't lie to me.
Yeah. What I think needs to be explained is not my perspective on trans issues, but his lack of due diligence in figuring out who he's going to align with. He didn't ask not one of us before the debate where we stood on trans issues, and that might as well be transphobia itself.
I mean, but to pivot directly to trans issues in a completely non-trans discussion, I don't understand how he got transphobe from him not being able to answer questions or participate in a debate without his wife sitting next to him.
I don't know, but he let the whole trans community down that day, and he continues to let the trans community down because I don't think I didn't hear him ask not one person before he talked to them on that stream how they felt about trans people and trans issues. He really needs to do a better job of being an ally because,
Well, I mean, that's my question here. Was there anything related to trans issues on the panel? Like, was that a debate topic?
Well, now let me back it up. It was not the debate topic. I don't recall because I got a shitty memory, but I can tell you that Jim Bob and, like I said earlier, their debate strategy was to piss him off and get him to rage quit. So it is very likely that trans stuff came up because they were trying to offend him. I just don't recall because it wouldn't have been important to me. It wouldn't have made a significant impact. I'm interested in the topic. I just in the trans thing. So probably they did say some shit that was against trans, but
the smoking auditor says you need a desk full of Snickers or full of cereal. Lol.
I have a closet full of cereal. Good call, and thank you for Zidono.
It is always important to be mindful of this money.
Clear that he was very transphobic in like his definition of what a woman was as far as gender goes, and so like that's why I have that particular view of him. I mean, if he can come up and change my mind about that, I'm perfectly fine with it.
Gotcha. And some people are not always up to date on stuff, and I honestly have no idea. I've only known Powder Dusty a little while now, right? Do you know Jack Talcott?
Jack Talcott. Name doesn't ring a bell.
No, he's a Christian guru type, right? So he hangs out with him sometimes. But I met him through Jack Talcott, and I've never seen any of that. That's why I'm like, you said that. I'm like, I've never seen that. But don't say that, alien. Oh, wait, no, that's good. He said Taco Files Unite. But yeah, no, I'd be interested to see what he has to say, actually.
About how you look at it. Why is he not evil to you if it's the dubbing?
Well, because the way I interpret it is that he brings knowledge.
Because it, like, see, this is like where I don't.
Yeah, I really don't know. Incredibly put on to me.
It's so good.
And
he just kind of looks at her like 15 to 20 seconds, and then comes in.
All
it's
right.
just
I arrive.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty great. What's going on, Dusty?
What's good?
Hey, chilling. Sounded like you had wanted to go have a bath with GE today.
Yeah. So are you saying I'm a transphobe now? Is that how you're going to get out of just admitting that you're a whole bitch?
I'm a whole bitch as a part. a whole one as opposed to what, like a half one or something?
Quarter one, any smaller percentage.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
That's okay. Don't get hung up on the
yeah, it's whatever. No, it was just in the debate that we were on that rancid tomato whatever in the fuck. It just like Jim Bob made certain statements that, and you didn't seem to have a problem with it, that seemed to indicate that you were transphobic.
So,
hold on.
If you're not, then that's
hold on. Pause that shit. Hold on, bro. You're talking about multi-layers of assumed responsibility, covert contract versus like 3D. Because there was never any discussion about whether or not anybody was trans or phobic or anything in between. The entire debate had already taken place by the time we get to the point where he makes these decisions that he's going to clutch his pearls and run out with his skirt up. Dude, how many covert contracts can you have without mentioning the first one? Don't you have to establish at least a throughput of communication before you can start laying covert contracts on people?
Yeah, I mean it's yeah. So I didn't apparently I didn't stand up for what he deemed to be transphobic things. Now, in my defense, he never confronted my lack of confrontation while it was happening. He never turned to me and was like, "Bro, are you going to let them say that?"
Well, okay, all right, sure. I get it, but before you can get to the point where you're supposed to be defending your co-debater, there has to be some level of throughput of discussion for y'all to understand what y'all are actually doing. Like, we're not best buds. We're not running, frolicking through the forest glades and taking slow, long sunset
You're not
walks.
staying the weekend. Yeah.
Right? None of that. That being said, the assumption that you should come to his aid on some thing that you don't even know is going to be an issue in the next 15 minutes is retardated.
So I just ended the poll because I wanted to put something else up, but is Dusty transphobic? 30% said no, shut your mouth. 26% said yes, that bastard. 26% said no, but I wish he was. And 16% said yes, and I love it.
Go ahead.
I'm responsible for policing everybody's statements all times.
No. I'm not saying that you are. I'm saying that I got that feeling. If you're not transphobic, then that's perfectly fine. Like, I'm sorry.
The freak makes a good point. This is RBR level, like bigot paranoia.
Right. He did another one. The next one's really good too. It's hold on, not that one, this one. Assumptive guilt by non-association. Like, that's accurate. That's an accurate description of this situation. Someone else said some stuff and you didn't speak out against it, but neither did he. And you're guilty because you didn't defend a premise that he has in his head without any contract or discussion or negotiation acknowledgement, no mention. You're supposed to be psychic and know exactly when to jump in to help him.
Yep. CaucSquatch is right. Just because Dusty doesn't virtue signal when someone else is in a group is spouting blah, 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 doesn't mean Dusty is phobic himself if he stays silent. Right. And also, Shadow Buddha, I forgot to respond to it earlier. You know that I'm 38. You know that I grew up listening to Cottonmouth Kings all the time, even though I'm not a pothead, never have been. And you know that Bump was one of my favorite songs. Bump, bump, bump. That's the sound with it hitting in the trunk. Say bump, bump, bump. It's the Cottonmouth Kings, and we don't give a fuck.
Sorry, I had that.
Damn, I want to hear that song now.
Negative impression of you, but it's primarily because of Jim Bob seemed to know you, seemed to have debated you before, and he seemed to indicate that you and I would disagree on what a woman is.
I don't remember that at all. I think you're making it up whole scratch, but that's fine. If you're going to retract it, then that's fine. I'll accept your retraction. I think it's trashy if you just sit out here and speculate because you got a gut feeling instead of just saying, yeah, I got
no,
butthurt.
it was
My wife
wasn't
talked shit
necessarily a
on
gut
Jim Bob and he
feeling. It was very specific
I'm going to
that
count
he indicated that you and I would disagree on the trans issue, and you seem to not want to.
I don't have any idea what your position on the trans issue is. So.
Okay, what's your position on trans people? Should they exist?
Doesn't matter. Is this a deflection from? Let's talk about you rage quitting first, and then we'll go there if you want to go there.
Well, no, I mean,
Because
the trans issue was part of the rage quit. If you want to characterize it as
transphobia was part of the rage quit. There was no transphobia that I recall. Yeah, I recall you shrieking about how the Bible allows murder.
Right. I was shrieking about it. I don't know if I was shrieking like
bloodbath engaged.
Bloodbath engaged. Okay. So I don't know if I was
okay. So bloodbath apparently is a structure. I knew that that's what he called one-on-ones. I didn't realize that there's rules and shit to it. So he just did the bloodbath, and let me show you what's going on. There was other people on stage. He threw them off.
Shrieking about it.
Now he puts us up here with the little bloodbath dancing. All of his imagery, by the way, trans taco, is a fat man in women's bathing suits.
No, sir, you've not described this correctly. Let me take a swing at it.
Okay.
It is a morbidly obese fat man. It's not just, some chunky dude who's a little husky, maybe a little tall, shops at the big and tall store. No, this man is shopping at a tent fabric factory. The AI imagery that is being used, I think, is specifically being used because the AI imagery is more obese than the individual making it, and I think it makes him feel better.
Correct. So, anyways, that's what's going on. And later on, when I ended up leaving the panel, apparently that was a default. I lost the interaction. I didn't realize that it was anyways, I didn't know, but it wouldn't have changed anything. I still would have done the same thing. And I'm about to throw up a ticker to let you know, but if you want me to wear the new Pope hat, yes, the new and improved Pope hat for the rest of the stream.
I mean, I was mentioning
get me some money, sure. money me.
But I feel like in the instance of the debate,
can we
us having the debate, I mean, Jim Bob was very, shitty in the debate in general.
I will concede that. I won't deny it.
Okay. So let's handle this, because you seemed very upset that I characterized you as transphobic. What's your position on the trans community? Do you think that they should exist, and do you validate trans identity?
First, let's watch the rage quit at the end, because I have it right here, and then we can move there. I know that you really want to move off onto the straw man over here, but
I'm not straw manning. Like, I'm asking you your position.
This is an entirely different thing. This is the trans issue is an entirely different thing than what happened that night.
Well, no. So like I started off saying, well, he's a transphobe. I don't align myself with transphobe. You seem to have a problem with that, and so I'm just wanting to clear that up first. Like,
I don't like people who make up lies because they're trying to deflect from their own shortcomings. So
I'm not trying to make lies or anything like that. All I'm saying is that is the impression I was given.
I'm disincentivized to reward you for shitty behavior by engaging the topic you want to engage.
I don't see how my behavior has been shitty tonight. I've asked you questions.
You don't see how it's shitty to call somebody a transphobe with just.
I said that
I feel like you like children. I feel like you like children.
Hey, we're not going to do that. If
you let him sit here and do it to me,
I'm going to have to.
Yeah, you got that. Fat Tacos wouldn't let me do that shit, but he had no problem letting Gutless engineer run his mouth about me being transphobic.
Okay, so there's a couple of layers of disingenuous, if not outright deception. You are now involved in whatever game it is that Breakfast Tacos has set up, one of these individuals involved, two of these individuals involved in this game understand the rules and are aware that a game is being played. You, however, are merely sitting on the dunce stool wearing the dunce cap because it's your first day of school. You have no idea what's going on, what the premise is, what the rules are. And when he tries to shoehorn you into a topic you don't care about, obviously, you transition to a topic that he shouldn't care about. And instead of him having to deal with the transition or respond in any way, Breakfast Tacos comes to the rescue because you mentioned a kid. And that's it. That's the only reason he popped up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up now. We're not doing that. I would have transitioned to dinosaurs myself.
Dinosaurs are cool.
They're less offensive. They garner less shock value, but they prove the same point.
Also more likely to have existed.
We're not going to accuse stuff
okay.
like that. We don't do that here.
I was just asking questions. If you can clear it up, I would be very appreciative of you clearing it up.
I've got the I'm sharing screen on the little clip where he rage quit. But
do you want me to play that, Godless Engineer, or no? Up to you.
Fine, play it.
I don't know why it's up to him. It's relevant. The quality of a claim. Can you hear that?
Okay. The quality of the claim, or qualities of a claim, if you say the quality of a claim is called true as opposed to false, is it absolutely the case that it's true?
They're so dumb. They're both.
If something
shut your wife up. She's not in this debate.
Okay, stop it. If
don't get in your pee-pee.
Where's that man?
Come on out of your pee-pee.
You know, I feel like I've tolerated this long enough. I'm not going to tolerate that.
Dude, you're rude.
I'm not rage quitting. I'm not rage quitting. I'm just not
you little fuck.
All right, gentlemen, let's move into. Stop it.
Wife talk shit, right? But I'm gonna be like you. Fucking unbelievable, you little worm.
So Powder Dusty, what was the point in having the woman in the short shorts getting off of the horse at the very end there? That seems
that was Tomato's little clip that she played to break up the fight.
Oh, okay. All right. So that wasn't you. That
wasn't my addition.
Okay, that's fine. So yes, my wife had some side commentary about how dumb people were being. And
that's not fine, bro. The issue there is that he thought it was you that had done that thing, and he was going to rail you on that point. And when it was somebody else, it took his brain a full 3 seconds to transition to whatever fictitious figment of a topic he had behind it.
Say that again. You think he thought that I was the one that was making the comments when it was Jim Bob and them?
No, he thought it was you dropping the clip of the very fine.
Right. Okay, yeah.
He was going to use that as an albatross to hang around your neck to prove at least something or whatever, right?
Oh yeah, did you catch the dismount signaling?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when he tries to pivot off of the clip being an issue, it takes him a full 3 seconds to come up with what his next pivot's going to be.
And then, if I'm not mistaken, Jim Bob told her to shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to allow that. Like, that's fine. If
words
if
are
you
bullshit. They're just useless sounds that we make with our stupid mouths.
Okay,
this is how stuff gets done.
Call her like you want to say that she's dumb or something like that. That I guess that's fine, but don't sit there. Well, no, I mean, don't sit there and tell her to shut the fuck up. Like that. I mean, she's in her own house over here. She's talking to me, her husband, and everything like that. Just because you can hear her commentary doesn't mean that she needs to shut the fuck up. So, like, I left after the debate. This was in the Q&A portion. So the entire debate took place, and then the Q&A portion.
No, closing.
During the Q&A portion.
We had not made closing comments yet.
During the Q&A, was it? There was a comment up on the screen.
I remember because I made the only closing comment.
Okay, but regardless of where the closing comment took place, we were in Q&A, so we had the entire debate, and then there was the debate.
This was not a Q&A portion, really. It was the portion between the technical end of the debate where there's really no more to discuss and the reading of super chats.
Right.
During the reading of super chats, his wife comments on something. Jim Bob responded, and she responded to Jim Bob over the conversation that was already taking place. And that's what triggered all of this. After the debate, before closing comments, during the super chat portion.
Hold on. Where'd it go? This I absolutely reject. I didn't rage quit because I didn't rage quit a debate that I was scheduled for, partnered with, and on the thumbnail. I abruptly and without planning, I surprised everyone. Unplanned join to address one topic, and then when I was done addressing that topic, I left. I did not realize I was in a debate. How could you have a debate over whether or not he rage quit? So, yeah, no, it's not
actually depending on whose rage quit we're talking about. That might be actually a decent debate in some cases,
right? But it's not even close to the same.
This one is, man. That ain't it.
And I left when I was done with what I had to say. The conversation was over. There was no. Well, apparently, maybe there was supposed to be closing statements. I didn't. If there was, I didn't know. But yeah, no, not at all the same. This is not a rage debate or rage quit. You know what? I'm about to add $10 back onto breakfast tacos bounty system to that comment. To freak. You better watch yourself, to freak.
Did you realize how they perpetrated on you?
What do you mean?
All right, so you joined this at their behest. You know, if you can come explain yourself, go ahead and come up here. It'll be all fair and even and equitable and the whole nine, right? You come up here and you're immediately thrown into a bloodbath game. You have no idea what the premise or rules or anything behind it is, and are apparently being judged by both those premise and rules. And I don't know at this point if you've even realized there is a debate game happening.
No, I didn't realize that this was a debate at all. I thought we were just addressing a topic. And I thought that when he said bloodbath, I thought that's just what he called his one-on-one interaction.
Yeah. I dig it. I totally get. There's no reason to add anything behind that to assume that there's something associated with it without being told. And so this is where he's being either disingenuous or deceptive. Without telling you that you're a part of a game, or at least explaining that there's rules involved, and then judging you by those rules when you leave. I mean, that's a lie. What did they call it? A lie by omission? Is that yeah, I think so.
There was the Q&A in which Jim Bob told my wife to shut the fuck up, and I wasn't going to allow that to happen in front of me. So now, let me get this. You're a big masculine man, right? If you had a wife, I don't know if you have a wife, but if you had a wife and somebody was standing in front of you, pointing at your wife, telling her to shut the fuck up, would you not just remove you and your wife from that situation?
This is where I kind of stumble here, because like it took me, I hadn't actually considered the question at all, which I should have, but again, I wasn't planning on being here. And Katie she doesn't fuck with me like this, right? And I also don't have her on the team as a sideline player.
Actually, there's a couple of places I can think of where the association is almost perfect, where she walks in and somebody's saying something in chat, and she steps in and talks over you to get across to somebody in chat something, right? You don't have an issue with that. It's fine. It's part of the show.
Have you ever seen her do it during a debate, though?
No. I was just fixing to get there. The difference is this was a scheduled, preset topic, premised, and laid out debate where he was aware that he was involved in something happening, and these are the rules and these are how we do it, and you just kind of go with it, right? Her being there is completely outside of the pale, and there is no
comment. She just did it.
Yeah, not official, but that's my point. This is an unofficial thing. If his wife had showed up, been talking over him during this, I don't know that I would have an issue with it, right? But by breakfast taco standards, this is now a bloodbath and part of his little gimmicky side hitch hustle, right? And so whether they're both aware that they're involved in this is really what it comes down to. I don't know how clearer to put it. You've been dropped into a trap. You're not aware that you just noticed that there's bait and there's all the ingredients of a trap when he asked this last question. If somebody walked up to your wife, and this is a totally different scenario, his little straw man ghost argument over here ain't even smoke and mirrors, because no one walked up to his wife and said that. She butted into a conversation that was taking place, and Jim Bob attempted to correct her for it because you're too much of a sad sack to do it.
Actually, I was surprised at how restrained Jim Bob was in his response to her, because Jim Bob's a dick. And he said, and his response was, "Tell your wife to shut the fuck up." That's pretty mild.
Yeah, I mean, you remember my reaction to him after encountering him on the Raging Tomatoes. I bet you're hell for a breakfast conversation. Ain't no way in hell I'm sitting down at the same table with that man with coffee and a donut. Not until lunch.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking money.
If she had just called him a dumb fuck, no, I don't think I would have.
No, you would allow somebody else to verbally abuse your wife.
I would,
because
I would
she
say,
didn't come on.
I would say, look,
no, shut the fuck up.
No,
she
you
didn't
shut
come
the fuck
on to
up.
my mic.
You shut the fuck up.
Hey, she didn't come on to my mic, directly
You
talk
didn't?
to him, directly to his face, and be like, "You're a dumb motherfucker." That's not what she did. She
What'd
talked
you
to
do?
her husband, and she said, "This guy's dumb as fuck."
Right.
That's
So
what
then
she
maybe
did.
you should have apologized for having the hot mic.
You would allow Jim Bob to verbally abuse your wife right in front of you. That's a bitch move.
I would
That's
take
a
responsibility.
fucking coward-ass, yellow belly.
I would
fucking
take
bitch
responsibility
move,
for my
Powder
part
Dusty.
in that.
That's what
dumb
you
shit.
are. You're a coward
Don't worry,
ass
I come
bitch motherfucker. That's what you are.
You can't take responsibility for anything, can you?
I
You
am
ain't
taking
responsible for nothing.
responsibility.
You're
I
so-
removed me
I'm a
and my wife from
transphobe.
that situation. I
you're
did
standing
not
up for your
allow
wife.
someone
You can't
to
do anything
directly
except for-
insult my wife. And you're
All
going
you
to
gotta
call
do
me
is
a
say,
rage
"Look,
quitter
it was my
and,
fault."
and saying it's
This
a
is
bitch
your
move?
fault. You
That's
recognize
wrong.
that. You couldn't handle.
That's wrong. He just completely misrepresented the situation entirely.
Right.
You didn't say anything about his wife at all. The argument is not actually with you. Jim Bob responded. He responded to Jim Bob. They left, and you got caught in the splatter pattern of a grenade he threw out there.
And actually, I wish he had rage quit earlier, because I was able to do a lot better without him, because he was emotional and he did keep virtue signaling, and he did I do remember that the core of his debate was the Bible said it's okay to kill children, because there's a part of the Bible where they say, it's in the Old Testament, they're warring, and God says to kill everybody, right? And so the whole debate was basic that I recall was, I'm trying to adjust. It's on subjective or objective morality, and I'm trying to address morality, and he's sitting beside me shrieking that God kills children. So yeah, I kind of wish he had rage quit earlier. But yeah.
The issue here is that he's trying to say that her talking to him is completely different from her being caught on a hot mic. They are the same thing. Yeah. Y'all are having the same discussion, but he wants to quantify what his wife did as being in the privacy of his own home, and there shouldn't be any response to that when you are literally hot mic'd to a public platform.
And did you get that that last virtue signal? By the way, this is the virtue signal counter that we've got here. If you came in later.
And also, I haven't been counting the ones where he does like 3 in the same sentence.
Right.
That was one.
Right. I mean, like basically the first 60 seconds of the video is just one big, couple paragraphs of virtue signal. But yeah.
The Freak for $2 says,
yeah.
Dude, stop pressing buttons. If I'm going to do it, let you do it. Your appearance made this an epic in lore. Thank you.
Thank you for the dono. I'm getting too much money.
I'm getting too much money.
And that will go towards the the little ticker goal here. $20 gets me to put on the old Pope hat. $30 gets me to put on the new Pope hat and wear it for the rest of the stream. If you have not seen the new Pope hat, it is phenomenal.
The ticker
it'll change your life. It'll save your soul, and it'll bless you. Like Esau. No, Esau got his blessing stolen. I don't remember. It'll bless you. Some shit.
Your ticker's not tickering.
I know. I'm updating it.
Okay.
$2. Fill your mic. You couldn't handle your wife, and then you couldn't handle
my wife. I don't need to handle my wife. She's her own fucking person.
Yeah.
See, this is the problem right here.
You can't have her. You can't have her not disrupt you.
You're a misogynist. That's what you are.
Okay, that's fine.
You're a misogynist because you would allow Jim Bob to directly verbally abuse your wife right in front of you. That's what you're doing. You're saying you're a bitch, coward ass, yellow belly motherfucker.
Talk to my mic and tell the audience what she thinks about Jim Bob. My wife would just wait until I'm done with the debate to start disrupting me.
Oh, she would be a good little girl then.
A little bit of a spoiler. He did allow his wife to be insulted, and then he ran. Actually, she wasn't even insulted. He was told to tell her to shut the fuck up. She insulted Jim Bob.
Jim Bob did allow it. Actually, as far as I remember, Jim Bob never actually directly spoke to his wife. He spoke to Godless Engineer and told him to do stuff, which is disrespectful. But if you don't have a decent response for assholes, you probably shouldn't be on YouTube.
Right. And he did allow it. Respects me. My wife.
So guys,
you're gross right now. This is misogynistic.
So
oh
it
my
seems
God.
like you both have different relationships with your wives.
I'm tagging.
Oh my God,
not misogynistic. That's what I counted. I'm sorry. That was an obvious virtue thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't respect your wife. No.
Come on.
No, I'm saying he doesn't respect his own wife. Are you married?
If she said she was busy and asked me not to interrupt her for an hour or two, I would agree to that as well. It's reciprocal.
Okay, yeah. And if I told her, "Hey, I'm going to be busy. Don't interrupt me,"
and my
she would
children
totally do that.
know not to wander in the room and bother me either if I'm busy.
Real fast. I know normally it's pay to mute and whatnot, but I think in this case we should not pay to mute either of these guests, please, right now.
I won't be here real long. I'm gonna get something.
I gotta know, man. Did somebody just pay to shut him up?
You know what? I don't think so. I think that he got in front of it. Let me look real quick. I'm pretty sure he got in front of it. In a minute,
okay.
but yeah, there's no super chat that came in, so I think he got in front of it.
Cool. Okay. Cool.
But yeah, no, this is just normal respect. I don't know why your wife doesn't respect the fact that you're in the middle of a debate and to come over and start talking shit to you.
Because I don't control my wife like that. My wife is over there. She's listening to me. She gives her input on occasion. I don't control my wife and tell her when she can and cannot speak.
So
Unlike
I don't know.
you,
I don't know why you didn't mute your mic up.
I didn't think that I needed to. What's the problem?
At some point here, your wife broadcast to the entire audience that they were dumb fucks. Now,
yeah, they were being dumb fucks. Like that's just an objective fact. They were being dumb fucks.
This is totally acceptable. Nobody should be mad. She had the right to barge in and call people dumb fucks.
She didn't barge in. She was over there on the couch that's like right next to me, right? She's just over there on the couch. She's like, these people are dumb fucks. And like, that was it. Like, yeah, I could have muted up so that the fucking Jim Bob's like precious, ego was protected. I mean,
if you want to broadcast her opinions throughout the whole debate, then don't be surprised when she gets a response, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's fine that Jim Bob had that reaction, but I also am justified in leaving and removing ourselves from that situation. You, on the other hand, would allow your wife to be verbally abused by Jim Bob, the dumb fuck, right? You would allow her to be. You would allow her to be. Agree. You just said earlier, I would allow my wife to be verbally abused by Jim Bob. You
Actually,
said that.
I probably would accept my responsibility for it for not muting the mic up.
You would okay. I don't see how that in any way directly resolves anything.
In my opinion, and I'm no judge, jury, or arbiter in this, but I am giving my opinion. It's actually Godless Engineer's apology to the Raging Tomato for having a hot mic situation develop and not realizing it.
Yeah, I don't. I sort of pivot around even further. You can hear my thought on the matter because, like I mentioned, I had not considered that question just because Katie's respectful.
She's a savage.
Right?
She's a savage. If somebody comes to her, she's going to have something to say about it and probably not going to tell you about it. It just happens. She'll tell you after.
She'll tell me after.
Yeah. So, like, as him saying, "Well, I've got enough respect for my wife to let her sit in on this and not tell her what to do," and yada yada yada. Okay, fine. Let's put her in the tagline on the freaking thumbnail. Let's get her involved in the conversation if she's going to be a part of it. Otherwise, you need to control your mic, and I'm not telling you to control anything else.
Right. The fact of the matter is, if she just barged in like that, she doesn't respect him. He respects her enough that she can do whatever she wants. She doesn't respect him enough to, not fuck around in the things that he's doing, right? This was the catalyst for him to rage quit and leave the whole debate. He didn't even finish the debate. So she walks in, makes a noise, and fucks up the debate that he's just spent 2 hours on. That's disrespectful as shit. But regardless, like I said, we're listening to my sort of evolution of thought throughout this. And so my response at the beginning is not where it is at the end, nor what I believe after having thought about it for a minute.
True. And I'm just saying that regardless of where everybody wants to lay blame, when it comes down to it, it is his control over his own mic situation that is at fault here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thing that I'm saying right now. Like that's a total red herring.
I know. What you're saying is everybody else is responsible for everything. You're not responsible for anything.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I removed myself from that situation because I wasn't going to allow my wife to be verbally abused. You, on the other hand, said that you would allow Jim Bob to verbally abuse your wife right in front of you. That's a bitch ass yellow bellied move. You're a fucking coward. That's what you are.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
you
not.
are. If Jim Bob directly in front of you told your wife to shut the fuck up and go in the corner,
do you expect anybody to sit here and listen to your wife talk shit to them?
I mean, no, they can
bring
leave.
her in right now. You can test it right now.
Right. I mean, they can leave. They can leave the conversation. Jim Bob, could have gotten, just as offended and left or anything like that. He decided to tell my wife to shut the fuck up, and so I wasn't going to allow that.
Do you
normally conservative dipshits would be like, would totally stand for their wives, would totally stand up for their wives.
Your wife
not allowed. I come from a very traditionalist Southern sort of background that stands up for their wives and everything like that. So if you don't hold,
you are so desperate for pearls to clutch. He's a transphobe. He's a misogynist. We stand up for ours. Your wife needed to shut the fuck up. She barged in.
You're not going to tell my wife to shut the fuck up. She's in her own house. She's over there doing her own thing. You're not going to tell her to shut the fuck up. She can say whatever the fuck she wants to.
She's not part of.
She's not broadcasting. She's sitting over there on the fucking couch and she's talking to her husband. Like, she's not directly talking to anybody. She's not saying anything to anybody. She can say whatever the fuck she wants to.
A participant in the debate?
No, she wasn't a participant in the debate.
Then what the fuck was she doing in it?
She was sitting on the couch right fucking next to me. So you're going to tell me that you control your wife in a way that where you could tell her you're allowed to be in this area of your own house that you own for this time between this time and this time. You control your wife like that? You fucking.
What I'm saying is that, first of all, our house is big enough that we don't have to sit on top of each other. Second of all, she respects me enough that when I'm obviously busy, she's not coming in here distracting me. I don't have to tell her things.
You know what, Powder Dusty?
What's that?
You know what? My wife loves me so much that she wants to be around me. She likes being around me.
She being around
wants
me
to
too.
be.
Oh shit! I didn't even hear her there. She's sitting right there.
She's right there the whole time, dude. I've heard her snort twice and do a little.
Have you?
Once, yes. I thought you knew she was there.
No, I don't have your detail autism.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm just saying that's a whole different conversation. We can get into that. That is actually worthwhile. Consider the situation that is actually taking place, not what you thought was taking place. You have basically been bamboozled into a debate format that you are unaware of. You weren't invited to do a debate. You were invited to basically defend your position on freaking whether or not you thought that was a trans thing. I still have not seen anything transphobic that was involved in that initial rage quit that would end up with the trans question even coming up in his mind. How do you get to that unless he simply says in his own head that you hate him and so you're a transphobe because he's trans and just hasn't come out yet?
Okay, so the counter is
at 33.
We're counting the number of times he clutches pearls during this interaction or virtue signals.
And I'm not counting them when he either does more than one in one sentence or does the same one over and over again in multiple sentences.
Yeah, because you'll hear periods where he does, virtue signal, like it's one consistent chunk, but it's multiple statements or sentences, right? That's all just counting as one. Like it's a whole paragraph. So 33 so far is the most modest virtue signal count. If we wanted to. We could double it if we wanted to treat each sentence or each statement as its own virtue signal.
But consider the fact that his wife is sitting there listening to the conversation y'all are currently having right now, right? He has been there. That's why he's responding the way he is. You're not getting an honest response out of this gentleman because he's not performing for you. He's performing for his wife in the room. He has to toe the line to be laid down to her. And I don't think he's actually prepared for that level of virtue.
Well, I tagged him in this stream description box. So maybe she's listening right now. Come speak for yourself, fat bitch.
To take part. She wants to listen to the things that I do. I'm sorry that your wife doesn't love you like that.
Your wife doesn't know how to do that without disrupting you.
It must be hard.
She's sitting on your lap right now.
Doesn't love you like that.
Your wife does love me like that, though. Is she sitting on your lap right now?
No, she's obviously not sitting in my lap. Like I'm sitting right fucking here. She's on the couch.
So this is what I'm saying. You can't figure out how to have a debate without your wife being a disruptive factor.
No, she's just right here. She's just like being around me. She's not being a disruptive factor. She's just there. If women being present is a problem, I think that's a personal issue for you.
You're trying to make this into a sexist issue. If anybody does barking,
sexist.
If your dog starts barking, if your kids run in, if your best
Are you seriously going to compare women to dogs?
Awesome, dude. If your dog starts barking, you should mute your freaking mic. And if your wife starts yapping, you should mute your mic. If your kids start screaming, you should mute your mic. If your car outside suddenly bursts into flames, becomes the Archangel Gabriel, and starts hell on earth, you should mute your fucking mic. I'm going to add another one to that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's just about to go on the. I don't know if you could tell where I was going. You treat women like dogs. That's where he goes with it. If your kids run in, if your best.
Are you seriously going to compare women to dogs?
I'm saying if any distraction, I'm comparing all distractions. Are you confused about it?
So you're going to diminish women to just a distraction.
Yes, I am diminishing your wife to a distraction in that moment. I don't know.
No, you're diminishing all women. Like your wife, if she was there in the room with you right now, like taking part, supporting you in the room, you would consider her a distraction. You would reduce her to a distraction.
Do you need her to help carry you across the finish line?
No, and she doesn't help carry me across the finish line at all. She's just there to be supportive because she loves me, because she likes to be around me. And because when I walk into her room, she doesn't cover her fucking drink, unlike somebody in this conversation.
My wife covers her drinks. Is that what
I
you're saying?
mean, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Does she?
Okay, so we're making
I feel like it would be.
Huh?
We're just making assumptions now. You're a terrible person because you disagree with me on some other topic that's unrelated to anything that's been discussed for the past 25 minutes.
And you can't grape the willing. It's not my fault if you have to really do something special to get laid.
No matter what it looks like.
Mine wants to have sex with me.
Willing.
Yours apparently doesn't want to have sex with you.
Ooh. That's a good observation.
It's probably because they're both trans and they don't know it yet.
Be justifiable for somebody that sees you come in with your misogynistic ideals to cover their drink and be like, nah, don't get near it.
Now, Breakfast Tacos, do you agree that this would be an appropriate time for me to tell him that I have a gut feeling he fucks with Kid?
I don't think either of you
because
making accusations of that sort to either person, regardless of the situation. I feel like on both sides that would possibly be stepping a little bit too far, right? I understand this is a heated discussion and you both have opinions about each other, but I think we should refrain from very serious accusations like that.
Like roofing?
Yes, on both sides. I think we should refrain from any type of accusation like that.
So, anyways, let's.
If he has an issue with it, why doesn't he bring it up when it's late, when the actual accusations are laid, rather than waiting for you to counter with an accusation for her to jump in and suddenly be the arbiter?
Because he's a bitch ass moderator.
He's not a moderator. He has his own agenda.
He's a fanboy. And I was wrong. I said I said Godless Engineer had 30-some thousand. He's got 70-some thousand subs. So let's get back to the thing at hand without your speculations and accusations. For whatever reason, whether it's you, whether it's your wife, whether it's your shitty microphone, whatever it is, your wife entered the conversation.
I don't see how that matters. Like,
and she got pushed. She got told to get back out of it.
Right, which they didn't have the right to do. You could have told me, "Hey, can you mute your phone or mute your mic?"
You're good. There's somebody in chat that didn't understand where I was, so I waved at him.
Like, that could have been like, they didn't have to reference my wife. They didn't have to tell her to shut the fuck up in her own house. Like, I'm just not going to do that. I'm not a little yellow belly coward bitch boy, and I'm going to allow Jim Bob to shut
you run away. One.
I left the situation because I was done with the debate. The debate was completely over.
You weren't done with the debate. It was not completely done. We had not done even. We had not.
Were we in Q&A? Were we in Q&A?
We had not even started. We were doing super chats.
In Q&A?
We were doing super chats. We had not even started closing comments.
Right. We were in Q&A. We were in super chats. We were in Q&A. It's not my problem that they decided to put the closing arguments after Q&A. I had went through the entire debate. I had the debate. I held up my end of it. It wasn't until the end when Jim Bob told my wife to shut the fuck up in her own house that I then proceeded to remove myself from that situation and thus remove my wife from that situation, because I'm man enough to not allow another man to tell my wife to shut the fuck up. Right? I'm not a yellow belly son of a bitch.
You ran.
Right? I didn't run.
You did run. Yes, you did.
No, I did not run. I didn't allow some son of a bitch.
You did allow it. It did happen. You didn't address it.
No, I did. I said, I'm not going to allow you to do that. I'm leaving. And I left. I didn't
like it. You told your wife to shut the fuck up and you ran away.
I didn't run away. I had the entire debate.
And then everybody's been talking shit about it since. Yeah, you
everybody. I have not heard one particular thing, and I'm entrenched in this whole debate community.
There was a lot of shit talking about it afterwards.
Yes, there was. Yeah. It was funny. I kind of feel like I want to go like grab some clips out of that to make shorts, because there was some really astute observations made that was absolutely cutting and hilarious.
And I want to go back and find I wonder if it's still public, the Jim Bob stream from the day after, where he talks about how this was their plan. They knew that he was a bitch. Mm-hmm. Their plan was not to win the debate on their points. They had a weaker side of the argument. So they planned to specifically make him rage quit because he's the bitch. Jim Bob says that he's the bitch, and he knows that I'm not a rage quitter.
I'm not going to speak on what I heard backstage before all of this stuff was going on, because I happened to be in one of those spots while some of that planning was going on, and it was absolutely fucking hilarious the whole way through. The idea that we're going to get the whole concept behind, we're going to take on this debate, but we're not actually debating the topic. I mean, you debate the topic. I'm not going to. I want to make that bitch quit. Hilarious. Beautiful, lovely, absolutely amazing. I loved every second of it.
Just a quick hold on. I just glanced at the comments. Here seems a bit white knighty, to be honest. My wife loves me and wants to be near me. Blah blah blah. Your wife is nosy and disrespectful. He ran 100%. He ran. You insulted his wife, broke the rules, leaves. He left running. Yeah. I was not. I didn't watch the. I didn't watch the chat at all, and so I mean, it just caught my attention that the chat seems to think he's a bitch as well, even over there.
I have not heard one motherfucking thing about it since I left.
I bet you will tomorrow.
Oh, will I? Okay, that's fine.
But anyways,
I'm on atheist experience.
I guess good job with all your bravery.
Jerking off in your
all
room?
Your bravery for running away after your wife got told.
I'm on the atheist experience tomorrow.
What do you really showed them? You really did. But you know that their whole strategy from the get-go was to target you. I found that out after the fact. It was to rage bait you because you're the weak sensitive one in the combination here.
Wow. And the rage that I experienced was like my wife shit talking Jim Bob, and then his fragile masculinity couldn't take a woman insulting him. And so he had to tell her to shut the fuck up, through which I was like,
bro, if you're going to admit defeat, maybe not do it with such a sarcastic, smug statement. Because he just spelled out exactly the situation we've been talking about. The fact that she offended Jim Bob first, Jim Bob responded, and you rage quit over something that happened between two other people, one of which should never have been heard on panel in the first place.
Oh, his wife is in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna have to tag her in this video. Someone's talking to her. Catherine, Chloe, you deserve to be told to shut the fuck up.
oh, okay. I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm too man enough to allow that to happen. I'm too protective of my wife to allow some random misogynist, transphobic motherfucker and bigot to insult my wife like that. And so I left. Yeah, that's what I did. Didn't run. I
next time maybe you should stand up for her and say something. And
after having the entire debate.
You didn't have the entire. You keep saying that, but that's not what happened.
Just because they put Q&A between the closing statements and our last back and forth, that's not my problem. It was in Q&A. He directly insulted my wife. I wasn't going to allow that to happen. I get that you would allow random men to insult your wife right in front of you.
It did happen.
Yeah.
Are we sure this
you allow random men.
Are we sure this isn't the Fox?
I don't understand the question.
Since I can't see the individual without the breathiness.
Are we sure it's not Mel Ninetails?
I mean, It sounds. I mean, the words used are almost identical. The accent's different.
The person I'm talking to is a fat white guy, not a Canadian.
Well, I mean,
to insult your wife in front
you're
of you.
acting like you don't allow it.
You're
but
a yellow belly cowardice motherfucker.
It happened. The way you handled it was to just quit. You didn't say nothing.
That's a mentally healthy thing to do.
Check him.
When you're in a situation where somebody's being disrespectful to you,
You run away.
The mentally healthy thing is to leave the conversation instead of telling the woman in the room to shut the fuck up and go away.
Or tell the man in the room who you're mad at to shut the fuck up.
Right. You could have told me to shut the fuck up. You could have told me to shut your fucking mic off. I could have done that.
I need some glasses for this one. Actually, there, sir. Jim Bob told you to tell your wife to shut the fuck up. He did not actually address your wife, sir.
But now I did. The wife is tagged in the video.
Diabolical.
But that's not what they chose to do, is it? That's not what they chose to do. They chose to tell my wife to shut the fuck up.
You're trying to give yourself credit for standing up and having these big brass balls. Bro, they talk shit to your wife.
I do have big brass balls. Because you know what? I actually love my wife, and I protect my wife, and I respect my wife, as opposed to some people in this conversation.
Do you think that she was proud of you for rage quitting, or do you think that she wishes that you just stood up for her?
I think that she wishes I would have left the conversation even before that. She wished I never had the conversation, not because of what Jim Bob said, but because of how shitty a platform it was.
Does that count?
Fair enough. Well, I don't know if else to go from here. You definitely rage quit. You definitely have the right to do that.
It wasn't rage.
You definitely.
It was protecting my wife. I was standing up for my wife. I wasn't going to allow somebody.
You didn't stand up for shit. You fell over for it. But regardless.
No, what did I fall over for? If anything, I fall over for my wife. I'd fucking lay on the ground.
Count that too.
Dude, I'm just fucking shit, dude.
You didn't stand up for shit. You fell over for it. But regardless.
No, what did I fall over for? If anything, I fall over for my wife. I'd fucking lay on the ground so that she could walk over.
With one,
I love my wife.
He knocked you both right out of the room.
What? All right. How about this? How about we pivot a little bit, since you're not wanting to actually have an honest discussion on that particular point? Why don't you prove to me that you're not transphobic, like Jim Bob asserted?
Don't need to.
Can't prove negative.
No, I don't need to.
Okay. Well, I mean, the only thing that I have a good
Jim Bob didn't assert that. You asserted that today. You asserted that because you're trying to pivot, and I'm not gonna validate it.
If you go back and watch the debate, your slander. Watch the debate. You will see Jim Bob say statements that seem to indicate that both of us would disagree on trans rights.
Okay. Well, if that's there, and if people want to ask me about it, they can. But
I'm asking you about it. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, you pulled something out of your ass to put me on the defense. I'm not gonna play the game with you.
I'm talking about my experience during the debate. Jim Bob seemed to indicate that you agreed with him on trans rights as opposed to me. So I mean, everybody can go back and watch the debate.
Everybody can go back and watch
it. So just answer the simple question.
I told you I'm not validating your bullshit. You tried to talk shit about me when I wasn't here, and put labels on me when I wasn't here, and muddy the water when I wasn't here. I'm not validating that sort of bullshit.
You were here. You were in the chat.
Now I'm here.
In the chat, and I just simply said, I don't align myself with transphobes, and that's because of my experience in the debate. You were in the chat.
If that's the case, then why didn't you rage quit? Why didn't you rage quit when that issue came up? Because you didn't rage quit when that issue apparently came up.
Right, because I was dedicated to the debate. I had a problem with it, but I was focused on the actual debate that was being had. You're
gonna have to back that up. I want to hear that shit again. Because he was dedicated to the debate, he rage quit before it was over because someone said something in a debate to someone that should not have even been involved in the debate, wasn't on the tag, wasn't on the title, wasn't in the thumbnail, and wasn't invited. But she was just in her own house.
Right. I love my wife.
that's because
we all do, buddy.
We all do. She's not yours. It's just your turn.
I'm subscribed to her now.
my experience in the debate. You were in the chat.
If that's the case, then why didn't you rage quit? Why didn't you rage quit when that issue came up? Because you didn't rage quit when that issue apparently came up.
Right. Because I was dedicated to the debate. I had a problem with it, but I was focused on the actual debate that was being had as opposed to like getting off into some other topic.
So hypothetically, that trans issue, then it wasn't even really that big of an issue to you. It certainly wasn't big enough for you. It certainly wasn't big enough for you to stop the debate.
Having the debate. I was more concerned with having the debate. It is a big issue to me, but I was more concerned with having the debate. I agreed to the debate. If I had known that I was going to be platformed with somebody that didn't agree about trans rights, then I wouldn't have agreed to it.
But that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is, even if what you're saying is true, you went through with it, and that was not the make or break point. The thing
the make or break point was being disrespected.
So then why are you trying to drag that into it?
Because you said that I'm wrong about it, and so I'm just wanting you to provide
after you drug it in. Why did you drag it in the first place? It obviously wasn't
because Taco said that I would align with you, and I'm like, no, I don't align with transphobes, and that was because of my experience in the debate.
Exactly.
That's how it relates back.
Yes. No, he just said it himself. He's like, because Taco said we would align with it, and then his response is, I don't align with transphobes. That's where he brought it in. It's non-existent until he brings it up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so regardless of whether or not that's true or not, that was not you did align with me at the debate. You aligned with me
on the question. We were put on the same side. I assumed that you agreed with me.
You were aligned with me under the belief that I was a transphobe, and it wasn't until Jim Bob told your wife to shut the fuck up that you actually enforced, put your foot down about something and left.
Right.
So you were fine with that.
In the debate, I was willing to look past the transphobia and never share the stage with you on the same side again.
Your position. But
I was informed about your position during the debate, and I made the decision immediately to never be on your same side again, ever. Right? So I made that decision right then, but I was committed to the debate question in that. That's called integrity. I was having integrity.
Thank you for the $5, Queen Bird. I appreciate it very much.
That point,
but only so much integrity.
Only so how only
like where's the integrity? Is the integrity not aligning with somebody you don't agree with, or is the integrity in following through the debate, or is the integrity in running away when your wife gets insulted?
I agreed to have the debate.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anything about your positions other than you agreed with me on the debate topic, and so I'm perfectly fine with people out there being transphobic, but I'm not going to align with them. So I made the decision at that point in time to never be aligned with you again.
Okay.
But I had agreed to have the debate, and it wasn't until I put my foot down about the disrespect shown towards my wife, standing up for my wife because I love my wife, that I decided to nope out of the conversation after I had the entire debate.
But what I'm saying is the whole time you thought I was a transphobe, so you do actually align with transphobes. So you're virtue signaling in a way that you don't get.
I do not align with transphobes.
Only sometimes, only until they say something mean to your wife.
No. So there's a difference. If I had known you were transphobe beforehand, I would not have been on your same side. I would not have agreed to the debate.
So when did you figure it out?
When Jim Bob made certain comments that seemed to indicate, just going off of what Jim Bob said.
How much of the conversation do you think that was? 30 minutes? An hour?
I mean, it was a brief comment about it, but it seemed to directly indicate that you weren't a transphobe. You could easily correct me on this right now.
but I'm not going to validate you. All I'm going to do is use it to point out that you're grasping for something. You're grasping for something. You're grasping for something to validate. Look,
and say that you're not, and prove that you're not.
You ran away,
but you're choosing not to.
You know that. Yes, I am, because the only reason it's brought in.
How on God's green earth, or the flying spaghetti monster's green earth, can you prove that you're not something?
He wants me to say that I'm not, so that I answer. It's a power play, right? And he wants me to answer to the accusation, even though it's an absurdity. So it's really just a power posture. If I say I'm not transphobic, it might take away that claim, but it also submits to it. At all is because you tried to slander me and muddy the water.
No,
but
I didn't try to slander you.
Doesn't even make sense.
I don't align myself with transphobes.
Your slander doesn't even make sense, because if it were the case, you did go ahead and align yourself with me for the whole debate, knowing it.
Apparently somebody in the chat thinks my wife is trans. they asked her if she's female. That's a weird fucking question. Okay?
It's weird that
you're a weird fucking person.
Obviously, he's. What's weird?
I mean, seriously. That's the thing that triggered him, was asking. It was for someone in the chat to ask if his wife was trans, shut down the whole show so they could laugh at it, which is funny enough as it is. Sexy.
Now, I don't have any reason to believe that she's trans, but except for, I suppose, circumstantial evidence because of the way he's responding. But now that she's tagged in the description box, Caitlin Chloe, I'll do the same thing that he did with the transphobia question. I'm going to put it on you, Caitlin Chloe. Are you trans? Were you born with a penis? Is the trans in the relation pretty good? You can't even tell he used to have a vagina. Still does. Or was he born with a vagina? That's the other question.
Weird fucking question. Okay? DeFreak, you're a weird fucking person.
Obviously, he's the trans in the relation. Pretty good. You can't even tell he used to have a vagina. Still does. All right. I think we beat this dead horse.
Oh,
I'm going to go get some food.
No, because I still don't know if you're transphobic or not. You say you're not. Like, you take offense
Subscribe to the Powder Dusty, and you can ask me next time.
Nice. That was gorgeous, dude.
Oh, okay.
That's a concession. We have a winner. Godless Engineer is the winner of the debate. We have a concession. And according to the audience vote, I took an audience vote too. We had some candidates in the audience vote, so I'm ending that poll now since we just had the concession. So Godless Engineer won the bloodbath with 35% of the vote. Then the Powder Dusty had 32%. And then third place was the Lizard People with 22%. And then fourth place was no one with 9%. And so congratulations on winning both the audience vote and the official vote. Now, as your prize with your prize being a bloodbath winner here, you get to pick a Bible verse. What's your favorite Bible verse?
Numbers 31, 17 to 18.
Okay, give me 1 second.
We're gonna jump through this to where there's
Numbers. What? Bear with me. Reading the special book is
up this morning. No, you
I've been the
wait, dude. The Good and Special book is what it's called. Wait, no.
My wife in the chat just told Casey, no, he didn't. He got laid when he got up this morning. I can verify that.
Casey said GE lost when he got up this morning. No, he didn't.
Okay, I can just do this. And that was every whole nother.
was so bad.
I still want to know whether or not he's transphobe. So, like, I mean, if I'm wrong, like, I genuinely want to be right about things. So, like, I don't know. As far as like a victory thing, like, I feel like I substantiated the fact that I didn't rage quit, that I was standing up for my wife, and I wasn't going to allow some random jackass to like insult her in front of me. I feel like that's a totally reasonable thing. I grew up in the deep South, in the gentlemanly part of the South, where we respect and stand up for our wives and women in general, and everything like that. So like I felt like I was doing the very chivalrous sort of thing that a husband would do. So like I don't know. I feel like suggesting that you would allow some random jackass to tell your wife to shut the fuck up, that seems like a total fucking cuck, jackass, yellow belly move. So, I mean, I feel like that's when he lost that particular exchange there.
Right. If I had to vote a winner, I definitely would have voted you there if it had gotten to that point, but he conceded by leaving. So nobody even had to go over that. But I think you definitely brought some good points to that. I do try to see where both sides are coming from. And I don't think he's a transphobe from my conversations with him and the people I've seen him interact with. Just so you know from my experience, but I don't actually know anything. I'm half stupid, as you see on my profile.
Well, no. Well, I mean, I'm totally fine being wrong about that. Like, it's just that in the debate, Jim Bob made certain comments that seem.
And we're still not sure, are we? Go ahead. You said no.
He's not fine with it because this has been the linchpin of his entire character assassination on you. Without you being a transphobe and participating in this conversation, your character assassination is now a sort of a moot point. Had you interacted virtually any other way, right? Had you committed to any amount of interaction on that particular topic instead of keeping it to the rage quit, it could have been used against you. As it is, unless it is very tightly edited, it's going to make him look like a total wuss.
And for the record, aside from skipping past his favorite Bible verse, this is totally straight through. No edits, and I'm actually here. I'll show it again. I'm playing this straight off of his website.
I've been thinking we should go and do a resto chesto virtue signal counter on something. I don't know. I'm just curious.
A resto? What's that?
Like, no, resto chesto. Purple guy with the
right. Right.
You ever heard him get into his long diatribes of what a great guy he is?
Does he do a lot of virtue signaling?
It's a little bit more subtle than Captain Transition over here.
Now
But
that you mention it, I think I do know what you're talking about.
like I said, it's not as heavy-handed or as blind, but
it's not weaponized virtue signaling.
Yes, exactly. It's more of a, I don't know. It's basically to be a foil against everyone who would weaponize virtue signaling against him. It's sort of a preventative measure.
So you're saying that the virtue signal counter is something that could be used more broadly than just here?
Yeah, it could be. I kind of like the idea if we could figure out a way to make it happen and play the video with,
Yeah.
I can do it. I can put myself in a thing and we could have it right here between us. I just didn't bother messing with it that much, but I've been sitting here thinking about it, and you could like pick any random creator interaction that you would like and run a virtue signal or some other social foil.
It would be fun to have that be like accessible as like a handy little pop-up, so that if I get in a situation where somebody's virtue signaling heavily, I can just throw it up and start counting.
Do you remember that conversation we had about OBS so long ago?
No, I don't remember.
I don't mean to be
more of this.
Seems to indicate that him and I would disagree on trans rights and what it means to be a woman, like the gender aspect of it. And so I mean that's all that I have to go off of. So I mean I still don't know. Like it's still my experience has just been what happened in that debate. And so like I wanted, like I feel like if I was in his position and somebody thought that I was a transphobe and I could prove them wrong, like no, I totally affirm trans rights. Like trans people should exist. I agree that gender is a social construct, that you know what it means to be a woman is ever evolving and changing and everything like that. Like trans people deserve to exist. Like if he would have said any combination of those things, like I would be like, oh okay,
I'm
cool.
going to
I
count
was
that as
totally
one.
but he totally averted that conversation. He didn't want to have that conversation. And instead, he tried to focus on the fact that I left that debate after having nearly the entire debate. I'll concede that much, right? Like I'm fine with conceding things. I had nearly the entire debate. I stayed for nearly the entire Q&A, and it wasn't until my wife was unjustifiably insulted in that kind of way
definitely justifiable.
That I left the debate, and I didn't get to say my closing, but I don't think that would have really affected the debate at all.
Agreed.
No, it makes sense. What I was trying to say was, it seems like from what he was describing to me, it sounded like the relationship with his wife is that he says, hey, I need 2 or 3 hours here, and then she leaves him alone. But you, on your end, it sounds like what you were describing with your wife was if she is like, hey, let's get off right now or something, you have a different relationship to where you're like, hey, I'll go do this. I'm the same way, right? I get it. And I think that there may have been some talking past each other on some of the points, but I'm not quite sure how one would resolve that, because there was some like other conflict there that I think was.
I know how one would resolve it.
Words are bullshit. They're just useless sounds that we make with our stupid mouths.
Okay.
This is how stuff gets done.
That might be the one I decided to steal.
Get past and see past, right? And so I feel like there was a little bit of talking past each other there, and it was resorting to like some insults on both sides rather than actually like hearing what the other person was saying. And I get that sometimes when you get heated in a debate, it's hard. But myself, I've moderated this. I've been in so many crazy, dumb debates, right? But with that being said, sometimes active listening is a good way to like de-escalate a conversation.
What the fuck is he saying?
Sometimes people just want to be heard, and I think on both sides that was a little bit of a challenge, but I understand given the situation that was kind of crazy there, right? that was coming hot if I've ever seen it, right? Do you know Leo or?
And that's the end of it. I believe. Let me. Yeah, I think that was. I'll scan and look a little more, but anyway, so I don't want to make a poll to the chat. One's give me a winner. Me 1, him 2. And I'm not actually going to answer if I'm transphobic. So if you're a Godless engineer or Godless engineers, questionably sexed wife, or breakfast tacos, or any other sensitive little virtue signaling bitch who's been listening the whole time to try to figure out, is the Powder Dusty transphobic? Tune in next time. Let's see. What do we got? One. So obvious. One. Nobody won. Here's a neutral. Okay. 1. And one last time for those who didn't catch it earlier 2 times. I'm going to show you the rage quit that was in question.
Okay, the quality of the claim or qualities of the claim. If you say the quality of the claim is called true as opposed to false, is it absolutely the case that it's true?
They're so dumb. They're both.
If something
shut your wife up. She's not in this debate.
Okay, stop it. Stop it. If
don't get
or was
don't get in your
man?
feces.
Or is that a man?
Come on out
Go
of
ahead.
your feces.
I feel like I've tolerated
rude.
this long enough. I'm not going to tolerate that.
Rage quit. Dude, you're rude.
I'm not rage quitting. I'm not rage quitting. I'm just not allowing
you little fuck.
All right, gentlemen, let's move into.
I'm gonna let my wife talk shit, right? But I'm gonna be like, you fucking unbelievable, you little worm.
This message is sponsored in part by.
All right, shout out to everybody. We lost one. That was definitely a rage quit.
Definitely.
Truth is the quality of a claim.
Okay, the quality of the claim.
Definitely rage quit.
I'm still trying to figure out how you get from a miscommunication or crosstalk from a hot mic from someone not involved in a production to someone who is involved in a production turns into transphobia. I have yet to figure that out.
I mean, the only logical connection there is that one of them is trans.
Right?
It would make most sense for her to be trans, although with how much sand he had in that vagina, it could be either way.
Noted.
All right, hold on a second. So that's the end of that. I do have a few more things we could do, but I mean, aside from Smoking Otter basically carried the team. Smoking Otter. I mean, let me not snub the freak. But this has been a $5 an hour day. So I'm about out of here. Unless somebody wants to save that. So we'll play. Do you have any thoughts? Anything you want to?
I think this is probably one of the biggest nothing burgers I've come across. But they happen on the regular when someone's throwing out empty claims that they have no idea about. And they just think that if they throw enough spaghetti against the wall, something will stick. It's a terrible tactic. It has absolutely no use in any level of debate space for any reason. I just don't understand why you would pivot to that type of a victimhood mindset in order to establish a beef with someone that wasn't even really involved in the actual action that was discussed.
All I said in the chat was that he rage quit the debate that we were in. And from there, I expected him to go, nah, they were dicks. What I didn't expect is him to go, nah, they're dicks. He's a transphobe.
Right.
So,
I don't see where you should even have any standing defense against that accusation. It's an odd accusation in the first place.
Mm-hmm. It's an odd accusation. Here's a. Have you heard about Trump sending the National Guard to 19 states now?
Okay, so
hold on. That's what I want to cover next, but we're not going to do it now. There's two songs. I do want to cover it, and I can tell that you want to talk about it.
God, I'm the producer, people. I swear to God, I don't just sit up here for a pretty goddamn face. I'm doing stuff. It's this guy. He's like herding the cats, dude. And nothing. He told me nothing about any of this. Sorry.
I didn't. Anyways, that's a way interesting thing that I want to talk about, but I don't know how I can justify wasting the time if they're not going to, help make it worthwhile for me. I do have responsibilities. This is my main source of income, and if it's not profitable for me to be here doing this, it's not responsible for me to be here doing this. I love hanging out with my friends, but we do have 3 teenagers and a house to raise. So I'm gonna play 2 songs, and if we get $50 in, we'll continue going. We'll cover this topic. I'll put the link in the club owner tier member section, and then if things continue to go good, maybe I'll open the whole panel. But if we don't get $50 in during these 2 songs, then I'll raid you guys to somewhere else. So let me throw in, what song do we want?
Let's do it. Yo, I got 2 boots and a hell of a lot of faces. I don't like looking at me. Damn, Ayo Shafes.
Hey, what's up, Caputo?
What you think that we should do?
Make the motherfucking face-kicking song part 2.
Hey,
boot plus face.
Yeah, I get it. Stop harping. I'ma kick him in the face with the Timbs.
Or Doc Martens.
Yeah, leave a heavy-duty soul printed on the noggin.
More specifically, the face.
AKA the bit that do the talking. How many I kicked so far?
Well, I got 1,000,000.
Nice. What you think of that, Mark?
I think that's a lot of kicking.
Oh, and know the Nobel?
Yeah?
Hell, I'm probably winning.
Why?
Because I found a quick and easy cure for prognatism. Get it?
Don't tell the Habsburgs.
Schaefer, you're a mad nerd.
Yeah, word.
But I never wanna kick him in the nads for face kick kabutishly.
I haven't heard of that word.
It means in the manner of Kabuto, it's an adverb. Kick him, 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 kick him in the face, kid. Kick him, 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 kick him in the face, kid.
This little piggy got with 4 little piggies, and they all had mad beef, and they got all kicky in your face.
In your face.
In your motherfucking face. 2 feet dropping beats under thunderous bass. Instead of scare rap tactics on you, fuck it, I said. I'm Fred Astaire, tap dancing on the front of your head. Kabuto Mang.
You rang.
What you got, dude?
2 fangs.
Ooh, dang. Bicycle kick up on you, Liu Kang. I come from Queens and I'm repping the place. Won't even kick you, I'ma knock you down and step on your face. I go hammer in your hamlets, pillage in your villages, kick you where it hurts.
Where?
Right up in your privilege with the illest shit.
Yeah.
Hit you like it's 9/11.
Damn.
Kick you in the face with a pair of size 11.
That's a big shoe.
It's true, and what they say of it too. STD Kabuto gonna get you, kick you in the face.
Kick him, 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 kick him in the face, kid. Kick him, 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 kick him in the face, kid.
Yes, indeed, you see that KTP's the flyest, meanest.
Yep.
Call me STDMC and kiss on my Adidas with your nose.
With your nose.
With your motherfucking nose.
Nose.
Timbo's on the toes.
Toes.
This is how it goes. You vain prick, you're weak, alright?
No, we aren't friends.
My crane kick technique is tight.
No can defend.
You get silenced by violence, put you in your place quick, and we got buckets and buckets, buckets of fucking face kicking.
Like I said, I won't kick him in the nuts cause it's been done.
What about the Muay Thai?
Kick you with my shin, son. Kick you eating dim sum. Kick you in the chin, kung fu. About to leave a rapper looking like the Simpsons.
Kick you with my steel toes.
For real, they gon' feel those. Schaefer
And the snake.
kicking faces in the real flows.
So?
If you hatin', acting racist or vexin', we bout to kick you in the face.
No question.
Kick him, 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 kick him in the face, kid. Kick him, 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 kick him in the face, kid. 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 Kick him with your leg in the back or the front if you happen to be cats or a horse or a duck. Wait.
One more song to go. Oh yeah. Godless Engineer's wife.
Ugh, that's a fucking whore. That is a slut. She's a cocksucker. She's a fucking bukkake whore.
Money can while you can and get up. Get what you can while you can and get up. Get what you can while you can and get up. Get what you can while you can and get up. Get what you can while you can and get up. Get what you can while you can and get up. Get what you can while you can and get up.
Who built the infrastructure? It's got
Thank you. I didn't get the end on time. Thank you, Sasquatch, for the $10. And the rest of you, cheap motherfuckers, broke ass losers, deadbeat, no good mooches, can go mooch off 10th Man.